Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's gonna be a little bit different. So we're gonna start making a lot more content here. Got the boat behind me. You saw the battery video that we just posted. But this video is gonna be a little bit different. I'm about to show you what we're gonna be working on. So this is Kai's duck gun. This is a Stoeger M3020. You can see I've already started the teardown process. So what you do is you take off this cap off the end here, and then when you do that, all this stuff comes off of it. The barrel separates, it pulls straight out, super easy. But we're gonna go through and take this thing down. You can see it's pretty filthy. Been duck hunting this season a little bit with it, so stay tuned. We're going to take this thing apart and put it back together, give it a good cleaning. See, I got my toothbrushes, so we're going to see if we can't make this gun shoot like new again. So y'all enjoy. All right, so the next thing we got to do is we got to get the stock here off the barrel. Pull and slide, pretty simple. Then we have to get the, actually, you know what? I'm going to get some gloves. Got us some gloves. Get the cheap Harbor Freight gloves. These are 7 mil. Just good to keep your hands clean when you're working on your stuff, and it keeps your oils off your hand. You can see how dirty that is right there. It's got grime and all kinds of stuff in it. Just moving your hands across it, how oily it is. So we're fixing to got to take out the lever here so we can get the slide out. So we're going to take our pliers, we're going to take our rag, cover it up, we're going to wiggle and pull. Some of these are harder than others. I always like to put a rag over it when I'm doing stuff like this, just because it's really easy to scratch it. And look, it's a hunting gun. This isn't a show gun or anything like that, but I still like to take care of my stuff. We've almost got it. This is the first time it's ever been out, so it's kind of tricky. So anytime doing stuff like this, I want to take extra precautions just by covering that up, and there it comes. So you can see, pulled that lever out of there, set it to the side. Then this has a spring. This spring right here is pushing this, so you want to hold it carefully, and it's going to slide right out of there. Now we're going to set that to the side, and that all comes out off the assembly, and you can see it's just absolutely filthy grime stuff on it. So we're going to set that to the side. Now we are going to take the trigger out, the trigger setup here, and I have this little bitty punch. The punch has actually been broke off, but it's just the right size for this. So we're going to try it first by hand, see if we can push it through. Yeah, it's got to go this way because this side is larger, so it's going to go out the back, I think. Anytime you're doing stuff like this, just go easy. You don't have to push it real hard, just in case you're wrong. I'm 90% sure this has got to go out the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our little punch. We're just going to tap it softly. We don't want to hit it too hard, but you can see right there that it's moving. See, it's starting to stick out on this side, so I know we had that right. Again, this has never been taken apart, so look at that. Tapped it a couple times and it pushed right out. Then we're going to take our pliers, just slide our pin right out of there. And again, this gun's only a few years old, but it's never been cleaned all the way, meaning I've never taken this stuff apart on it. So we're going to get that out of there. You can see right there, we got that pin out. And I do believe that I was wrong on the sizing. I think it's exactly the same on both sides. But anyway, we'll lay it back down right there. One more little tip for you. Anytime you're working on stuff that has oil, grease, these little pads right here, these are just like dog pee pads. Like, they work great for anything in my shop, like catching water, oil, or anything off the, draining your oil on your lower unit. Lay one down underneath it. It's a great way to keep from making a mess. So now back to the gun here. We're going to take this trigger mechanism. It should just come right out pretty easy. Should just slide right out of there like that. And there's your trigger mechanism. And you can see it is filthy. Look at this. It's got like dirt and stuff caked right there, like that's a piece of a leaf. So yeah, it needed to be cleaned. So now we're going to set that to the side. And as far as the actual gun goes, you can see now it's pretty much taken down to the bare bones. I mean, look at this. Take this little toothbrush. Watch this right here. Look at that stuff falling out of there. I mean, a mound of just dirt and debris in there. So now we're going to clean it up and put it back together. I've just got some high performance gun cleaner. That's all that is. Just going to take it. Toothbrush works really well. Scrub it all up. Anything that's stuck, this stuff will knock it loose. I mean, everybody's got their own opinions on cleaners and this and that, but my opinion is whichever cleaner, watch some videos on it, but at the end of the day, all these, performance cleaners and things, they're very, I'm not a gun junkie. I love to shoot and things like that and hunt, but as far as cleaning a gun goes, I think as long as you're using, something good. I mean, this is Hops number 9. Just cleaner, gun cleaner. You can see we got a bunch of it down in there. We brushed it up good, got a bunch of this chunk out. And then they make these oversized Q-tips. They work some places. I mean, they're for guns, but to be honest with you, there's some stuff they just don't get, like tight crevices and stuff. And the way that this gun is made, you can see how nasty that is. Just one little pass through there. The way that these guns are made, it's hard to get down in this stuff thoroughly. I mean, you can get a lot of it out, but nasty. And then we'll take our rag, push it up in here and do all this again by hand. Because again, you want to get it as clean as you can, before you put it up for the year. Our duck season ended this last weekend. So for us it did. I mean, it still goes on for a little bit longer, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some of this glass cleaner right here, spray it on the stock. This stuff is good on glass. It doesn't have anything ammonia in it or anything like that. And we're going to get us some paper towels. Clean this up real good. And I'm going to use shop towels just because I think they are a little tougher than regular towels, paper towels. But at the end of the day, doesn't really matter. We're just gonna kind of give it a good rub down here. See if we can't get some of this dirt off of it. Again, this is my 12-year-old son's shotgun. And, you know, we hunt. He hunts. I mean, he's 12. I'm not going to be mad at him for getting it dirty and scuffing it up. I mean, that's what we got it for. This is a, you know, less expensive version of a semi-automatic shotgun. You can see that glass cleaner got all that dirt, debris off there. We ain't trying to get it perfect. It's good enough for what this gun is and what we're doing with it. Now we're back to the cleaning out the inside here. There's still a little bit of stuff in there. But again, you know, we're getting what we can. I mean, this is more than what most people ever do to their shotgun, or any gun for that matter. You just want to make sure that you put it back together the same way you took it apart. And I mean, you're never going to get every single solitary thing out of it. However, you will notice a substantial difference when you just take a little extra time and take it apart. Feel pretty confident. There's a little bit more stuff in there, but basically where the trigger mechanism sits, right there. It's pretty clean in there now. I feel good about that. Then we're going to take the trigger mechanism, and I'm not huge on spraying into the trigger mechanism, so we're just going to spray our toothbrush and just try to brush some of this stuff out of there. I mean, as dirty as it is, and it's never ever been cleaned. I mean, it's only a couple, 3 years old. I mean, we've cleaned it, but not down to the trigger mechanism like we're doing now. Trigger housing, whatever you want to call it. And again, I'm not saying this is my way is the only way or the perfect way, but this is just a shotgun that my son uses and drops it in the dirt and everything. So we're just going to clean it up. So that's way better right there. I mean, you can just see I just took a little cheap kid's toothbrush that the kids have used and bring it down here and put it in my gun cleaning stuff, and then take a rag and just wipe everything out of it. I mean, it ain't got to be perfect. After all, none of us are perfect. But the more time you spend on it, the cleaner you get it, the better it's going to operate. That's just how it is. Everything's moving just like it should. There's a little bit of stuff still on there, right there on that safety hinge. And I've got some lubricant here. I mean, you know, it's just a little tiny bit. I'm not even putting much in there. Just a one squirt. Wipe off the excess. Don't leave it all gumped up. And whatever's on the rag, just kind of wipe down everything in there with what's on your rag. I mean, you don't have to overdo it. Just light little squirt, wipe it all down. You don't want to leave all that crap on there to gunk up later, but just clean it up good. That's good there. I'm going to clean this little tube here. Put a squirt on it there. I'm just going to clean it. You know what? I'm going to clean it with this rag right here that I threw away, because half of it still good. And this is going to get oil on it and grease. It's going to get dirty. It's just part of it when you use it a lot. It's not really that bad. Okay, so next, this thing right here is dirty. So You want to see if it's free there and free there, which it is. I mean, this one is super, super free. So you can see it's got crap on it right there. We're just going to clean off on this. I'm not going to take it apart. I'm just going to clean off what I can see and what I can get to. And then we're going to put it all back together, and I guarantee you it's going to be in a lot better shape than it was. Again, you don't have to wear gloves. I just know these cleaners and stuff, they're you know, getting better, but still, I just don't like getting them on my skin if I can keep from it. And instead of, you know, since I'm not taking this apart, which I would recommend doing if it's super dirty. This gun really, I mean, it's dirty, but it's not that bad. And I'm going to take my rag here. I'm going to wipe it all off. The best that I can. Again, it's not got to be perfect. I mean, this gun's not ever been dropped in the water. It hasn't been hunted with in the rain. So it's you know, it's going to get dirty, but as far as taking care of it, it's really been taken pretty good care of for a 12-year-old and in a shotgun. And the first thing you want to do before you ever start taking one of these apart is make sure that there's no ammunition anywhere around, and it is safe, on safe, it is safe. After all, safety is the safest thing. You can take this spring off the tube also, and this thing is just covered with grease. I'm going to clean off a little bit of that. I mean, it was thick. I don't feel like we need all that grease on there. I'm not a huge grease fan. Put a little bit of lubrication on it. Wipe it in just a little bit. All right, now take my rag and kind of clean off this spring. It's a little bit dirty. Not too bad, but a little bit. Just want to get the ins and outs of it here wiped down. A lot of these shotguns come from the factory way over greased, and you have to clean them before you shoot them. I mean, this one we didn't, obviously, but it's ultra greasy, and I think a lot of that extra grease is what catches that trash and stuff. Again, if you have a better way of doing things like this than I just did, drop it in the comments below and tell me how you do it. Tell me how you would clean it differently than what I'm doing. Obviously, I didn't take this apart, but I feel like it's not that bad inside, so we're gonna not do that. But I mean, we've cleaned a ton of debris and nastiness off of this. Now we're gonna start the reassembly process. Spring on the tube, and then we're going to go back in with the trigger. And again, I'm not a pro at this, so I'm just doing what I think needs to be done. And you know, if I'm not doing it right, I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments, but this thing right here does not seem to want to slide in there. There it goes, clicked right in right then. And yeah, our pin is lined up, so we're going to take our pin here. And I'm just going to give it a quick wipe, and then just put one squirt of lubrication on it. Put it back in. We're going to push it back in by hand as far as we can, which seemed to be about right there. And then we're just going to tap it softly, very so softly with our pliers. Get it flush on that side, and it should be pretty close on that side. It needs to go a little bit more. There, it just clicked in. So that to me is where it was. It was flush on the front side, slightly indented on the other side, pushed in a little bit further. Safety works. Everything's good there. So now I'm going to put some lubrication on the back of that firing pin and on this. And I'm not going to wipe that too much. I'm just going to get off the excess, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it on there because that all that stuff moves, so you need lubrication on it. Then I'm going to set it back in our track here, like so. Set it back on there, and we're going to slide it. And again, take your time, don't get in a hurry. Sometimes things are going to get stuck and not be exactly sliding in how you think they should, and this thing's going to fall off there 2 or 3 times. It's fine. It's all fine. We're just trying to get this thing clean and get it back together. And you'll see right there that I've already messed up because I had it upside down, but we fixed it. So now we're going to go back in, and it goes over the end of your tube like so the spring catches it. And you're going to want to hold this in because you've got to replace, you have to replace your lever for the throw. Set it back up there, stick it back in there like so, and it clicked right in. I mean, it's not all the way in. There it went. Saw it click right there just perfectly. Now it's in there all the way and it won't come out because it'll stop right there. So now you got your, make sure everything's working. It's all working correctly. And just because all that stuff slides, I'm going to put 1 squirt down in here. You may not agree with that, but it's not your gun. So we're going to do that. Everything feels right. Then next, I've already cleaned the barrel inside. I take this right here, slide it through there with some cleaner on it, and it is absolutely spotless. Wiped all this down good. Just getting it all cleaned up, ready to go back together. So what I'm going to do though is I am going to spray some cleaner on the outside. Just a little bit here and there. Take my rag, just find the cleanest spot as you can and just wipe it down. I mean, this gun is not Cerakoted or anything like that. It's straight from the factory. And again, it's my son's and he's 12. So it gets little scuffs and little scratches and things like that. But just wipe it down as good as you can. Get all the excess cleaner off of it in all the places. Then we're going to take this. I'm going to put this back on. Slide it down. Nope, I had it wrong. It goes this way. Clicks in like that. Should fit pretty close right there. You can see everything's lining up correctly right here. So then we're going to take it, slide it over the tube, and just go slow, and everything should wiggle back together. Pull your slide down. Boom, just like that. Everything just went right back together just like it's supposed to. And we'll set it right here. And then you got to put your tube cap on. Everything's pretty clean right here. I mean, it hasn't been in the rain, so there ain't going to be anything down in there inside the tube to clean out. I mean, I'm sure it could, it wouldn't be a bad idea to clean it, but I'm not cleaning it on this one. But tighten your cap back down, and there you have it. The Stoeger. It's a little 20 gauge, a little Stoeger turkey is what it says, but it's a M3020, little 20 gauge. Again, it's not perfectly clean, but The operations of it are perfectly clean. Everything's working like it should. I feel like we did a very fine job. And then the last thing I'm going to do, because this gun, he'll use this come turkey season this spring in a couple months. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this, just birchwood barricade spray, and I'm going to take one of these paper towels, just because I don't have another rag laying right here by me. And I'm going to spray this over this trash can. I'm going to soak this thing pretty good. Again, wear your gloves so it doesn't get all over your hands. And then I'm going to wipe down everything that's not plastic. I mean, it don't hurt it if it gets on the plastic, but what this is it's going to keep it from rusting. It's going to keep it from, getting fingerprints on it, things like that. And I'm going to put it in the safe, but it's, I want to take care of it. I want it to be clean. I want it to be ready to go to use the next time we go, again, which will be turkey season here in a few months here in Arkansas. And it's going to be shiny. You're going to see it's got like a nice shine to it. Just wipe it down. Look at what I got off of there just from wiping it down with that barricade. And then I'm going to take my rag. This is the same rag I've been using. Yes, it's dirty. I don't care. I'm just going to wipe that barricade off just because it's got a lot of excess on there. Just wipe it down. I mean, it's going to stay good enough. I mean, again, this is not trying to be perfect. Again, treat every firearm like it's loaded, because you don't ever know. In this case, we do know, but you want to treat it like it is. See right there, nothing in the chamber. Everything's cleaned up. Looks like a brand new gun inside. I know you probably can't see that. Trust me, it is. Stoeger M3020, tear down, cleaning, put back together. She's ready for the safe. All right, guys, if you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe, share it, and we'll keep doing this kind of stuff. I mean, this is kind of new to me. Not new to me, but just trying to do some different stuff. I love to work on vehicles. I've got a 1989 Chevy truck that I do a lot to. Start posting some videos of little tinkering things we do with it. But season's coming up quick, putting up the guns, getting them all cleaned up, getting ready for the season. Leaving a couple weeks. Still got to get the boat wrap. That's happening this week. So appreciate all you following along. Hope you like this video. Be sure to like and subscribe and share it. Thanks.